Okay, quick question for you guys. I got these. I'm always wearing these blue light blocking glasses when I'm like in deep sessions, deep work sessions, and I hope they're helping me. I hope they're helping my eyes somehow. But I was just thinking, isn't it strange how blue light blocking glasses turn blue when they're supposed to block the blue light? I don't know. I don't know. If you know the answer to why this is, put it in the comments. Please explain to me. I need to know. Okay, so what's up, guys? This is another one from me, and I'm Jordan Majiku. I help businesses understand technical things way better so you can speak to your tech assistant, agent, client, people, and you know what you need in your business digitally before you even jump in and make the leap and buy what you need to buy, whether that be a website, whether that be automation, whether that be anything digital. I am here to help you understand what's going on and help you build that structure. Okay, but today it's actually not for you guys. Today I'm here to speak to the people that are still learning and the people that are in the space trying to grow. And the reason why I'm doing this also for them as well is because I believe that if we empower people with this knowledge, then they can go out and make really good digital products for everybody else out there. And then we're not going to have this system where like the schools are doing us an injustice, and then you have all these people coming out of schools and they just like, well, I'm outside, but I don't know if the skills that I have are outdated, and in most cases they are outdated, and they're like, hey, I need to catch up, and it looks like that's like years and years and years of catching up that like the schools didn't give me a boost to. And I just feel like they also need some tender love and care to be like, hey guys, like this is actually what you're supposed to do, this is how it's actually supposed to look like, and this is how you deliver the best products to your employer, to your clients, to wherever you go in life. This is the way and this is the path to go. So this one is not really for you as a business owner if you are a business owner, but it is for you because it is going to serve you and it is going to serve the people that are serving you in future. So stay on if you think that you can benefit from this. I truly believe you can. I put things in my videos and I've planned out my videos in such a way that everyone can get something from it, right? So stay tuned. See if there's something you like. But if you are busy, you need to go away. I understand. And to the people that are getting into the space, now I'm speaking on you guys. Hold on to this video, save it, like it, everything that you need to do to make sure that you can see this again. Subscribe to the channel and let's get into it. So firstly, if you're someone that just got into the space, you just got into school and you're like, okay, I'm in varsity now and there's all these things that I'm being taught, and honestly, I'm lost. Whether like, I know that when I got in, I had no training previously to actually do what I was doing, right? I came from a high school where IT was removed when I got into grade 10. So I didn't really have all of that given to me initially, and then I got into IT later on. But because I was good with the logical aspect of it, I did engineering, graphics and design. I did a whole bunch of other things that made me very logically like inclined, right? And that allowed me to, you know, succeed in IT as well. But if you're someone that got into the space, I've seen many people that get into the space and they're like, hey, this is completely new. I know I can make something of myself here. I know that this is where the future is, and this is, I want to be part of the fourth industrial revolution. I want to jump on this bandwagon and I just want to win, 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 win. If you're someone that's like, you see that, but you go into your class and you touch the keyboard for the very first time, like in a serious manner, you're not playing a video game, you're creating one. Or you're not going through a website, you're building a website, right? And you touching this for the very first time with that mentality, and then you get your first error and you're like, oh my days, this, you just, yeah, maybe this isn't for me, right? And then you get your second error and you're like, actually, I want to give up. And then you get your third error and you're like, you know what? I'm done. this is too hard, this is for the skilled few, this is not for the many, this is only special people get to do this. They say that AI can help me. Why am I trying to do it physically myself when like I can just use some chat GPT bot to kind of get me to understand the assignments? I don't really want to do this using and activating my own mind, right? And that gets me to my first point. You have to get comfortable with the errors, right? So you have to get to a point where you're just like, hey, listen, I like that, right? And I think this is where IT is completely different from like a lot of other like modules, courses, is because in a lot of other courses, whether that be geography, history, mathematics, whatever, the entire goal is to get things right. I need to make sure that when I do the calculations, everything is perfect. And if I miss one point, then probably everything's just going to crash and fall on me, right? When it comes to building digital systems, whether that be an application, whether that be a website, which is a web app, etc., etc., when it comes to building such systems, or even when it comes to putting things together, or when it, like in a lot of digital spaces, right, there's a lot of room for error, right? And we actually promote error. And if you're studying this, this is your time to make as much error as possible, right? You will notice that as you get better and better and better, you don't make less errors, you just make bigger errors, right? That's actually how you can tell that you're getting better, because you don't make the low level errors. Now you're making like really huge errors, right? Because at every level there are different levels of bugs. You know, you can move from 1, 2, 3, and as you move, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It becomes a harder solve, a harder solve, a harder solve. So if you have the mindset already that like, hey, I made a few errors, this isn't for me, then the truth be told is that you're probably gonna fail in the space, right? Now, I'm not saying just give up and all that, but what I'm saying is that you actually have to fundamentally change that programming in your mind that an error is a negative thing. You have to stop punishing yourself for when the code goes red, or when the system crashes, or when the computer restarts because you press the wrong thing. And what you actually have to do is you have to encourage those times. You actually have to go for it. You know, when I was back and I was studying, I figured this out like really quickly. I figured it out because I was also in that space. Like I said, I had never studied IT in high school or any, like no one has taught me IT. Like my parents are both are in the medical field. So it wasn't something that was spoken about on the dinner table. It wasn't something that we had conversations about. It was just something I felt passionate to go for. And then when I got there, I understood that I was probably going to be terrible at it. I didn't have any delusions of grandeur that I'm just going to go into the space and everything's going to work out and I'm going to just win. I actually understood that, hey, I have to kind of be bad at it, right? So when bad things happen, I wasn't surprised. I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Next. And what I found out is that is the mindset shift that really just kicks 40% of people out instantly, right? Because they're so stuck on these beliefs that everything has to be perfect. I have to put the perfect code, and the code has to be a specific type of code if I wanted to do this, and it has to follow a specific structure, right? And programming is not like that, right? Technology in a large part is not like that. Yes, there's some points and places where we can get a little bit more specific, but in general, right, it's not like that. There's many ways to kill a cat, right? When it comes to programming, there's thousands and thousands. Like you will find a way, and then the guy next to you is finding another way. That's why it's so difficult to cheat. Unless you're having full-on conversations with the people next to you, it's probably going to be impossible to cheat, because you can see what that person's doing and you can do it the exact same way and you'll get the exact same result as like someone else doing it in a different way, right? And the code, the way we speak to the computer, it understands things in different ways, but it can give you the same result. And you have to get used to that. You have to find your own style. And that's why coding is so creative. That's why doing all this thing makes you feel like such a, like Sekiro, you know, when you finish, I don't know if any of you guys know Sekiro, I shouldn't even mention that, but it makes you feel like you defeated a hard ass boss in a, you know, very complex game, you know. It's like winning on winning on winning. It makes you feel like a winner because you know that not only did you beat the game, but nobody else can beat the game the way you did, right? It's so complex, right? It pushes your creativity, your logic and your creativity at the same time to such extreme measures that when you get there, you're like, man, I am a winner. And that's the feeling. Trust me, once you get addicted to that feeling, it's smooth sailings. And that gets me to the next one. You actually have to have that goal of having a certain feeling to it, right? You have to actually say, hey, first of all, I've got this mindset that it's going to break and it's going to do that, right? So you have to stop yourself from feeling negative feelings like, oh, it sucks, it's because it's all me, like I'm so bad at this. And then like so many people put these negative things in their mind, right? And that brings me to a story that I actually want to speak on right now, which is a study done by a UK scientist, I think, or I think he studied psychology and the effects of psychology. His name was Richard Wiseman, and he studied on how lucky people actually create their own luck, right? I think he did a study where he gave them a magazine to read, and I think the lucky people could only see the things in the magazine that were like positive, and the people that believed they were unlucky could only see the things that were negative. So oftentimes it's actually a problem of belief, right? Oftentimes the opportunities you see are based mainly on your belief, whether that's manifestation, whether that's like something else. That's a conversation not for me. But one thing that I just want to say on that is just that the belief that you have that I'm a failure, this sucks, I made an error, I don't know what to do now, I've always, like, all these negative things, it just kind of breaks you down, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's what you don't want. You don't want it to become the reality, right? You didn't get into varsity for it to become the reality. And I think that that's such a self-defeating thing. If you've already gotten into the varsity, you've already won. That's what I think a lot of people don't get, and a lot of people aren't told. It's like, hey, you are in varsity, or you are sitting down, whether that's in varsity or not, right? You can be sitting down and saying, hey, I'm going to learn this by myself, I'm going to code, I'm going to buy these courses, and I'm going to get the certifications and all that. Just for the fact that you're trying, you've actually already won, and the only thing that's holding you back from winning is those beliefs. Those beliefs that I suck, this is just more evidence that I suck. And your brain will constantly be seeing those things over and over and over and over and over, because as soon as you see it, you kind of ruminate and create loops in your mind that is the reality, right? And you don't want that. We don't want that. You cut it out immediately. If you have friends that speak about how much they suck, you cut them out immediately. If you have negativity around you, cut it out immediately. I mean, anything that makes you feel less than, or anything that makes you feel okay for you to be less than, you cut it out immediately. I remember when I was in varsity, all of my friends, like, we weren't we were the best. Should I brag a little bit? We were the best. I'm funny, guys, I'm funny. So we were the best, but it's because we believed we were the best. We weren't the best in our first year. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing more than the other guy who was struggling at the corner. We didn't know what we were doing. But we had the mindset that we were winning. Why are we winning? Because we're here. Because it's fun. Because it's funny. Because you just did that thing and it was stupid and it's funny. But why do you do that? You do that so that you can embrace it, so that you can see the opportunities when they're there, so that the errors don't scare you, so that you just move forward. So you fail forward, right? So that's that. And now we're moving on to the next topic, which is you have to realize that you're doing this for more than just yourself, right? I'm making this video for more than just myself. Like, guys, I just started making these videos. If you look down the list of things that I've done, some of them have been bad, some of them have been good. And you ask yourself, like, why do you keep on doing this, right? It's because I'm making this for more than myself. I'm trying to get better for more than myself. I'm doing it. I have a reason why, right? And that reason why could be family members. I want to get my family members out of the situation we're in. That reason could be partnership. I want to maintain my relationship under these circumstances or any circumstances. That could just be a global mental like view on life, where it's like I want to help as many people as I possibly can with the information that has been blessed to me, with the chances and opportunities. And when you're in varsity, you kind of have to see yourself, or when you're studying these things, I'm not saying that varsity is the only way, right? The nice thing about IT, about computer science, the nice thing about this entire space is that you can not only do it within the architecture or within the system that is university and these formal like structures that have been built. You can do it by yourself at home, buy the courses, learn these things. The amount of business owners I've met that have completely done it by themselves, right? It took them time, don't get me wrong, and you don't have the support of a lecturer or this or that, but there is so much content out there to help you guys. So get into that mindset and say, hey, I'm going to win because I'm going to win, because I choose to win today. There's so much stuff for you out there. I'm giving you stuff. Subscribe to me. That's another way to win. That's another way to win, because I'm going to keep on making videos to make sure you win, to make sure that I'm speaking to business owners. This is for business owners. You're going to be able to have a first-hand view on what business owners are thinking, how like disruptive the space is in terms of AI, how all of these are handling. So if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, but that's fine. That's none of my business. That's on you, and that's on your beliefs, right? And that's on whether you believe me or not. And you have to kind of give me trust and say that this man is not going to sit in front of a camera every single day, speak about these things, and just want me to fail. There's no way I'm doing all of this just to waste your time. So understand that and subscribe, hit that button right now. Okay, so that's going back into the aspect of like these systems have been built and have been made so that you can learn, you can win. You can win. So you have no excuse. You have no excuse to yourself, to your family members, to the world, to the clients that you're going to help in the future, to the employers that you're going to help in the future build systems, because everything is out there for you. There's AI, there's courses, there's varsity if you're in varsity. There's all of these systems that have been built for you. So take advantage of it. See yourself as a winner and you will see all the opportunities, right? Get the error handling out of your mind and stop thinking about it as like this explosion that's just going to affect you, right? Look at the errors and say, hey, I love you. Thank you for telling me what was wrong with the issue, and I'm going to fix it. Boom, 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 boom. Eventually you get to stages where I believe I am right now, where you actively create errors and you know that your work is actually doing the right thing when those errors hit, right? I actively build out my own errors, like when I'm coding, because I'm like, well, if that system's working and this system's working and this system working, the way I know that the flow is going correctly is if it stops at this point. And I create a checkpoint, a mental checkpoint, using some sort of error that I put in the center there. So this is just something to tell you guys that, hey, deliver. I want you guys to deliver better. I want us as a whole nation, not just as a nation, but our whole world, to deliver better, not only for our own well-being and our own selfishness and our own gain, but for everybody. Okay, peace, enjoy, subscribe, and to any business owner that is here, I'm sure you've noticed that I am extremely, extremely pragmatic. I'm extremely, extremely caring, not only about myself, but about you and about the people that are coming to serve you. And I want to serve you in the best way that I know how, and that is by building websites that can help the marketing and growth of your systems, your businesses, and everything around that. If you're ready to have websites built for you, email me. Email me. The email is somewhere. The email is somewhere. Email me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, cheers guys. Peace.